The first thing that I will improve Minecraft a lot is one of the oldest mechanics in the game, and this is done with sticks, with rope, and those we obtain a wonderful fishing rod. Fishing can become a very good strategy, since you can find a lot of treasures, from little fishes to enchanted books. Fishing rods were added in the version 1.1.1 in the year 2010. They are very old, and since then it hasn't had any major updates, and I think we all agree that fishing should be much better. The fishing animations are super poor. We cannot even see the fish take the bite, and it would be great to have this kind of animation. I have a salmon right on my rod. Imagine you have a fishing area. Will you go to your beach, you throw your fishing rod, and we wait. And we wait. Pay attention. It's coming. Pay attention. Here comes and fish. There it is. Unfortunately, Minecraft doesn't have any fishing animation, and the little fishes, it's very true that they have been left behind. Although in 1.3, the oceans were greatly improved by adding these little fish. Their animations are nothing, and I would also really like it if the salmon could jump. The seeding of the oceans will be very cool, and something super cool would really be, yes, to be able to catch fish and have them reach the hook. Minecraft spiders have enormous potential, and we could get much more out of this mob. One of the mechanics that would be fabulous would be that these disgusting creatures could leave some traces of cobwebs. Generating this cobweb would be quite rare, but in this way, we obtain the web infinitely. Something that is very curious is that the spiders in Minecraft dungeons can throw cobwebs. Imagine having cobweb farms using the spiders. It would be much easier to get a thread in survival. The negative part is that the mineshafts would stop being so useful. Who would you rather sacrifice, the mineshafts or upgraded spiders? But one of the best things would be to have better animations on the spiders. Just imagine having this type of animation on the spiders. It would be something wonderful. And although these animations are very disgusting, it will make the spiders more fascinating. Attack, command you, attack! In this small implementation, it wouldn't harm anything in Minecraft. They are only animations, although curiously the developers say that this will be very scary. What if we burn some cobblestone in a furnace? When we burn cobblestone, it gives us the normal stone. But have you ever wondered what happens with the mossy cobblestone? It doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. And here we have several ideas. The first is that when you place the mossy cobblestone, it simply returns the cobblestone but normal. It makes some sense. I think that this little implementation would be really cool. There is something much more useful. The mossy cobblestone can be created using a cobblestone and a vine. Okay, but something that will be really cool is that we right click, we could place the vines on our cobblestone blocks, and those convert them directly without the need to craft. Tell me here below in the comments, what do you think? We are going to destroy a wither. Come here, boy. Take it with my explosive bow. Take it, explode. The wither will give us its star. The star is one of the most important items to be able to create a beacon. Here we have all the beacon. Iron, gold, emeralds, diamond, and netherite. But don't you think one is missing? It would be very amazing to be able to make a copper beacon. The copper block will become one of the most important blocks, since copper is a little bit easier to get than all the previous minerals. Unfortunately, the copper beacon doesn't exist, but it will look something like this. A beautiful copper beacon. It doesn't make sense that it accepts iron and gold ingots, but not copper. And all this would add one more function for copper. Unfortunately, they will probably never add it, since the developers have told us that each material has a unique function. In this case, copper has other function and is not a beacon. But this idea would be great, and mountains would be an excellent place to get beacons. There is an enchantment called Smite. This enchantment is practically do more damage to the enemies, such as zombies or also piglins, withers, skeletons, bots, phantoms, among others. But why not give it a Smite enchantment who attack? Those of Mojang want to implement the Ho in combat, and my suggestion is to give it an enchantment as if it were the hit but in reverse. Instead of doing damage to dead, that they do more damage to the living, as if it were the Ho of death, something like the typical Halloween side. This would make a lot of sense, but here the interesting thing is that it wouldn't do too much damage, but it would drop more experience from the living mobs. In this way, it wouldn't be so checked, but it will give us more normal experience, and this for experience farms is great. Another thing that makes no sense about about a hoe is that none of them have a real improvement in terms of their materials, only durability, and why not to give them something better? Than the wooden hoe can only farm one block, the stone hoe can farm a little more. We could do several acres of crops. The iron hoe would do a little more, 5 by 5 blocks. The gold one will be exactly the same as the iron, and one of the best, like diamond, are the 7 by 7 blocks. This would be the best use for the diamond or netherite hoe. Please Mojang, do this. I mean, please, it's incredible. We know that now, these flowers gives us raw items, raw iron, raw copper and raw gold, and with these items we can make beans, tomatoes and also corn. Well, these raw blocks unfortunately cannot be cooked in a furnace. If we try to place one of these blocks with a furnace, nothing happens. It doesn't cook, and this doesn't make much sense. Imagine you put your block and you get 9 cooked, and that's it. It will save a lot of time. Maybe you think that it's very cheeky, but we could use the blast furnace that are much more expensive than a normal one, and also cooking these raw blocks could take a little bit. What do you think? When we burn, we get an animation of fire, and fire also appears in our eyes. Now, the shifting snow also gives us the freezing effect. Our screen freezes. We start to shake and it hurts us. They are super cool effects, but they are missing a very important one, and it is electricity. Imagine that you are walking calmly. La 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 la. Wow! When lightning strikes you, nothing happens. You only get hurt and start to burn. A simple effect of electricity will be great. We have all suffered this, being in the mines crushing a few diamonds or minerals, and until later they burn in the lava. F in the chat, but I think I just found a perfect solution, and it will be a new enchantment called Unmelting. This enchantment, what it will do is that the spikes would make the minerals immune to fire and lava for a few minutes. So when you mine your diamonds and they fall into the lava, they will float like netherite ones. Maybe it can have several levels, and the higher the level the more it lasts for a while in lava. It would be great, so you can collect your materials without any problem, and since these swords cannot be smelted for a while, during this time they couldn't be cooked either. For example, if iron drops in the lava and it has an unmelting, it couldn't be cooked for a few minutes. When the minutes pass it could be cooked. Tell me below in the comments if this tragedy has happened to you. If we put azalea trees, we can give it bone dust and it grows. This also happens with azaleas with flowers. The two bushes work the same, neither gives more flowers than the others. And a simple improvement to Minecraft would be to make sense of this function, which if grow a normal bush, it cannot grow with any flowers. No azalea leaves with flowers. This makes sense. And if it's grow one with flowers, this one can have flowers. But we have even more little things. Imagine that with scissors, we can right click on a bush and now it gives us the spore blossom and the flowers are removed. It would be the natural way to get the spore blossom in survival, and we could make farms of this type. In the previous episode of the series, we talked about how it would be great to have armor for wolves, and we also mentioned horses. But today, we will see something that we really need: netherite armor for horses. It doesn't make sense that it is already has taken so long and we still don't have netherite armor for horses. In this video, I am going to show you what it would be like to have a real netherite armor. We would only use a diamond armor for horses. We put a smithing table, and now we simply place our horse saddle and an ingot of netherite. That's all. We will already have the legendary netherite armor for the horses. I got on my little horse, we put the armor on it, and good heavens! You are seeing here the netherite armor for the horses. Holy mother, it's beautiful! Just look at the color, it looks very powerful. Obviously, those horses would have a lot of life. I put a few swords, blows into it, and this horse can withstand more blows. What do you think? When do you think Mojang will add this netherite horse armor? I hope you like this video very much. On the left, you have the last video of this series, and on the right, you have a video suggested by the YouTube algorithm.